If you think my taste in gaming is casual as a former ball and gun gamer, you need to see my taste in movies because I don't have one. I don't watch them. I don't know anything. So why would I go and play 007 First Light? And why did I enjoy it? I don't know anything about the James Bond movies, really. All I know is shaken, not stirred. That's the only reference I can give you. I just know there's a lot of movies, and some people love some of the movies. Some people hate some of the movies. I haven't played any of the games. I was being berated by one of my stream viewers, and he was telling me how this game sucks because it's not like the other James Bond games. And that was his only reasoning. So keep all that in mind when I'm giving my opinion here. This is coming from a casual gamer and a below casual movie watcher. I can't tell you the last movie I watched. I literally don't know what it was or when I did. But what I can say is that I played 007 First Light to completion, and I loved it. And I will be playing the new mission that comes out, whenever that is. And I will also be playing the next 2 games that are supposed to be coming out because I believe it is a trilogy. So one of the first things that stood out to me that I really enjoyed with 007 was the mission structure. But it's also something that I kind of have a complaint about, but we'll get to that later. I think the game does a really good job of making you understand, hey, you're a spy. You're not supposed to be a super soldier. You're not supposed to be Captain America. You were supposed to be getting in, covert, gain whatever information you need to gain, do what you got to do, and hopefully get out unnoticed, and unscathed. Now, obviously, things can't always go like that. So, yes, sometimes you have to improvise. I think the game does a really good job of honing in on that, hey, man, like if you can do this stealthily and without being noticed, it'd be appreciated. But if you gotta go guns blazing, then you gotta go guns blazing. We respect it. I was kind of nervous that the game was gonna end up being all stealth. Thankfully, it was mostly optional, but I did participate in a lot of the stealth because, like I said, it's important to expand your horizons, expand your tastes. And when I did interact with the stealth, I liked it. It was actually pretty fun. And again, not a stealth guy, but I was actually enjoying it. There were some cool mechanics that you could use to accomplish your goal. Like, sometimes I would not sometimes, a lot of times, I would just opt for the whole, oh, I need to grab that thing. Oh, you're blind. And then I just, run over and grab it real quick. That was my go-to stealth move, if you want to call it that. Blind everybody and grab the thing and leave, or pickpocket the person and leave. That's what I would do. But there's more advanced and more intuitive ways to go about it. You could light a trash can on fire and distract people. You could set off the sprinklers maybe, or there are different things you could do. Now, I know this is IO Interactive, and they also made Hitman, the Hitman games, which I've also never played. I saw that movie though when I was in I think elementary school, maybe middle school. I saw that movie. But that's my total experience with the Hitman IP. So I can't compare it to their stealth in other games. I know that that's kind of like their thing. They're very good at stealth. I can't say whether it's better or worse than Hitman. I had people in my chat telling me that the Hitman stealth is better. Couldn't tell you, but I could tell you that I enjoyed it when I did participate in the stealth sections. But I also loved going guns blazing, which brings me to my next point. The gunplay felt really good. I will say it was a little bit odd, the reticle choice that they went with, because when you fire fully automatic weapons, the bloom is quite strange, but I understand that's not really the point of the game. I'm not playing COD, I'm not playing Battlefield. I don't really need to get into the ins and outs of bloom mechanics and why it did or didn't work. I like that the guns felt like they had weight behind them. At least the pistol did. The pistol felt good. It felt good to get your little, what is it, your dead eye, whatever it's called, your slow down time power, because you're James Bond. That felt really good. Felt really good to just slow down time and pop 4 headshots in a row. I will say the sniping was really fun too. The sniping I enjoyed a lot. I wish there was a little bit more of that, but that's just me enjoying sniping in almost any game. I love to hit a good headshot with a sniper, you know. Also, another double-edged sword, if you will, something I like that I also kind of have a complaint about, killing off characters. Now, I will not be spoiling, I will not be saying names, I will not be saying anything. All I will say is I like that they killed off characters. There's an early death that is meant, well, multiple deaths, that is meant to establish, hey, this is the line of work. You know, the first conversation you have with M, she tells you that your life expectancy is very short in this line of work. And then they prove it. I'm a fan of that. I like when games make you understand the stakes, make you feel the gravity, not even just games, like in manga and anime, I love that. Make people feel the gravity of the outcome. These things need to matter. I like that, you know, with if it doesn't ever feel like anything matters, then there's no tension. And if there's no tension, then it ruins conflict, and every story needs conflict. And speaking of the story, I actually enjoyed the story. I think maybe it's because I've been playing FromSoft games, so I'm usually not the most well-versed on a story, but I did enjoy the story too. I liked it. It took a turn about midway through when, again, not gonna spoil. It reminded me of an anime that I'm actually at the end of right now. I'm really enjoying, called Psycho-Pass. There's this thing called the Civil System. There's a thing called the Thea system in 007. And in case you've seen Psycho-Pass, I'm not gonna, or if you haven't, I won't spoil either one. I'll just say that there are similar themes with those two automated, autonomous, sentient AI systems, whatever you want to call them. But we'll leave it there because I don't want to get too into the details. Now, there's stealth, and then there's like being a spy, which kind of sounds like the same thing, but it's a little different in 007, in First Light, I should say. Like, there might be times where you're undercover, but you're not necessarily having to be stealthy. You're just kind of being a spy, like you're finessing your way into certain situations to put yourself in front of certain people. For instance, there's a level, I forgot what chapter it is, but you're with Greenway, and you guys have to get together the money to participate in an auction so that you can get in the same room as a certain person. That wasn't a stealth section, that was just a spy section. You know, I had to go around, use my many talents to gather money in different ways, some maybe a little bit underhanded, and some maybe involving a little bit of stealth. But as far as just like being a spy, it really made me feel like I was James Bond. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It felt so cool to just like have this cool watch. The Q watch was really fun to use too when I knew to use it. A lot of times I just kind of forgot about it, but utilizing this advanced spy tech that, you know, the general public has no idea about, right? Going in under a fake name and acting like that person that you've never met, never seen, just because you overheard a conversation from somebody else, and now you're pretty much building this character up. My favorite example of that is, I can't remember the mission, but it's towards the end when you're at that like resort and you're and you're acting like a Mr. Smythe, not Smith, Smythe.
Welcome to the Pearl.
How did you fuck up? What happened?
That's St. John Smythe, my dear.
Of course.
Smythe.
The staff and I are very pleased to have
Smart.
you with us.
And you're an asshole. It really made me, immersion is a big thing for me, so it made me really feel like I was embodying James Bond. The game's got to feel good, and the game's got to make me forget I'm playing a game. That's big for me, to give a game my blessing or give a game my good graces, and it checks off both those parameters. I think another thing that I really enjoyed about 007 First Light was the atmospheric variety, I guess you could say. The landscapes were gorgeous and they were varied. It wasn't like we were just stuck in a similar type of environment all the time. I liked the variety. I mean, there's lush like rainforest areas, and you're in the desert, and then you're climbing up a mountain with the snow. Like there was a lot going on, and I know these things sound like basic positives. This isn't really a review channel. This is kind of just a yap channel, if I'm being honest. I don't know what this channel is yet, but as I play more games and as I expand my palette, I'll probably have more in-depth analysis for some of these games. But as of right now, I'm just hoping that the game gives me a good experience when I play it. I'm hoping it doesn't either bore me or make me not want to complete it in some way. 007 did not bore me at all. There was a lot of action too, which is funny because I had a viewer on YouTube, and every time he would join the stream, he would say, man, this can't be a James Bond game. James Bond would have jumped in and killed like 200 people by now. And it's like, but are you guys forgetting there's sequences like, oh God, don't make me try this, please. Oh God. I'm just blowing shit up. This isn't a James Bond game. And there's moments where you do something like, there's another one up there? Okay, bet. Oh my God, get your stupid ass away from me. James, we gotta do something. What the? Oh, we're so dead. We're so dead. We're so dead. We're gonna take our time out here. Please. How many people are up there? Oh, okay. So it just didn't make any sense to me. It was funny that people were saying the game, because I saw someone else say that the game is a cinematic walking simulator. I mean, sure, when you're not in combat, there's a lot of walking going on. That makes sense, but I mean, there's plenty of this too. Say that.
While I try and get this thing moving again.
Bet. That's light work. Oh, I got shots on me too. Bet. Watch this. Easy. Easy. Oh, fuck. Easy. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, reload that shit then? Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Let me get right here. Oh, he ducked. Duck your taco. I feel like I'm playing Gears of War or something. I'm not done with them. Not done. I'm not done. Oh my God, I had him. All right. There's two of you. Okay, bet. He's gone. Bet. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a filthy casual. Okay, let's move on to what I didn't like. So, like I said before, there are a couple of things that I liked that there's something about them that I didn't like, if that makes sense. And example number one of that, Exhibit A, if you will. The first example of that is I like the mission design, but there were times where I felt like the mission dragged a bit. Now, the action made up for it, because usually at the end of every mission, like it gets to some sort of action sequence, which, not every mission had it. Most missions had it, to my memory, and I would say that got a little repetitive. To be fair, I only felt like the missions were getting dragged a bit too much when you were going into the Nightfall mission, which I believe is the 7th mission. But to be fair to me being fair, again, so fair squared, it was late at night after I'd gotten off of work. I wanted to do just a mission real quick, and well, not real quick. These missions are probably like 40 minutes long, something like that. At least that's what it felt like to me. And it depends on how you play them. I didn't want to stay on too long, but I ended up starting if you guys know the transition from that chapter before Nightfall into Nightfall, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 sort of deal. You don't really go back to where you normally go back after a mission. So I thought that was all the mission, but then someone in my chat had pointed out that you're actually on a different mission now, and But I was committed, so I played it anyway. So to be fair, that was like the only time I felt that, really. But every now and then it creeped up on me like, man, this mission is still going. But again, it was so entertaining that I really didn't notice that often. It's just when it did rear its head, it was probably just at a bad time for me. I was tired. That Q watch, which I know I said was really cool, and it is. I mean that. I wish the Q watch was expanded upon a little bit before. Well, again, I'm not here to spoil anything. But before what happened. Okay, minor spoiler. Because I can't really. I will do a minor spoiler. There's a certain part towards the end of the game where your Q watch does get upgraded in a sense. You get to use the master Q watch, Q's Q watch, if you will. And that was really cool. Now, I'm not saying that the mechanic should always work like that, because that would be a little too easy. If you could just do that, that would be like having auto hacking and pragmata off rip and unlimited. That would be too much. But I feel like now that you've shown what the Q watch could be with that, you need to bring that in the next game, maybe in the form of a minor skill tree. It doesn't have to be a crazy Path of Exile level skill tree or anything, or a Divinity level skill tree or anything. Even a Far Cry level skill tree. It doesn't even have to be that. Like, I just think maybe you can spec into certain tools that you use a lot. Like, if I'm a big fan of the missile pen, which I was, it was hilarious, I would like to be able to spec into that and maybe make it a little, maybe I can fire a version of it where it doesn't kill you, but it tracks you, or it, puts radar down and pings enemy, whatever. I'm just making up possibilities here, but I think the Q watch being expanded upon in the next game would be a good addition. And I toyed with the idea in my head about what if Bond had like a rank up system, like maybe more health and better speech, like in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But I don't think it really needs that, honestly. I think it's fine the way it is as far as health and all that go, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not a superhero. You're not supposed to just run and get shot 1,000 times and be fine, Another thing that I also liked about it, but I disliked. So I like that they were killing characters, but maybe kill like one more important character, because I feel like when the first death happened, even though it did a good job of hammering in the lesson that, hey, this line of work has a short life expectancy. I get it. But that death was like, it was 3 deaths. Their deaths were too fast for me to care. Like, I understood the lesson, it was like their tuning exams, if you would. Not even tuning exams, it was like their whatever it is with Zabuza. Pretty much what that mission taught Naruto and them. I get the lesson behind it, I get the message. I just think it kind of sucks from a fan perspective, because the person who dies, like the main person who dies early on, I liked him, I just didn't like him enough to be like blown away by it, I don't know. The death didn't hit like it could have. If it came even like, I would say maybe with the mission length, I think if that death comes like maybe even one more mission later or 2 missions later, then it would have really hit. And then they could have been like, well, M did tell you about how this line of work is dangerous, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it's not like it ruined anything for me. It was just kind of like, And then another death that happens later, like the death, I guess you could say, is too predictable. It was way too predictable. There's a mission where you are breaking, well, I don't even know if I should say that. This might be a minor spoiler too, so if you don't want to know about the mission that made me realize that X person was going to die, then just go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. But there's a mission where you have to break into a certain person's penthouse. I won't even say that. That mission comes at least, 3 or 4 missions before the actual death. And I have it recorded. It was on stream. As soon as we got to the mission, I'm like, oh, that's it. This guy's done. There's no way. Because the way he starts off and the way he starts acting at that point, oh yeah. Yeah, he's out of here. So when that happened, I was like, yeah, it just didn't hit. You know, it didn't really hit like that. So I think with a little bit more clever storytelling, and maybe hold off, maybe just make us feel a little bit more for certain characters before you take them out. It doesn't have to be for every character. I'm not saying every death has to be the biggest thing that's ever happened. I mean, death is inevitable, but it is a big part of, you know, it is a traumatic thing. I get that, but it's a game. It doesn't have to be every death is like the craziest thing. But the fact that none of the deaths really hit me like that, I think that's a negative. I think that's a knock against the game. But I mean, I really don't have much else that I don't like about the game. I think the overall playtime. Oh, I will say this. I have a concern maybe for the next game because it is supposed to be a trilogy from what I heard. The next game, this game's about an 18-hour playthrough, I believe. The next game, you know, this one was a success. People liked it. I would say, because you know how games are, the first one succeeds, they make the next one bigger and better. Don't make the game bigger in a bad way, though. Like, I don't think a game, if they go with this same approach, right? I don't think a game like this should be over like 25 hours. I don't. Maybe I could be proven wrong in the future. Maybe they'll come with like a 35, 40-hour cinematic experience for this game, and I might love it. I could love it, but I don't think it needs that. Because, like I said, it did feel like the missions kind of dragged a little bit. But maybe that's because there was no really, like, any side missions, you know? It was just kind of like, all right, we're going here. Maybe there's, like, side content. Yeah, maybe. But if they're going with the same approach, I would not go over 25 hours. But my final thoughts on this game, though, guys, like, this was a really fun game. I enjoyed 99% of it. I really had no complaints while I was playing it. Even to come up with the complaints that I listed, I had to really sit down and think, like, man, what did I not like about the game? I think when I beat it, when we rolled credits, I had like one thing to say about the Q watch. That was kind of it. I really enjoyed this game. I don't know if it's going to be nominated for Game of the Year. This is my first year trying to play multiple entries that could possibly be nominated for Game of the Year. So I don't know. We'll see next year. But if it does get a nod for a nomination, I would say so far, I haven't played any other games. I'm currently playing Pragmata, which is also a really fun game, but it's not very long. So we'll be talking about that probably next week. If it does get a nod for a nomination, I think it, just based on in a vacuum, how did I enjoy this game? It deserves it. It was a great game. If you're into the Bond series, I'm sure you'll like it even more than me. Even if you're not into the Bond series, you don't need to really know anything about the movies or the games to enjoy it. It's just good fun. It was just good, action-packed fun. And that's what you need from a game sometimes. It doesn't always have to be 80 hours of your life and you have to be an orc, you know, that's trying to save the kingdom from Draugrs or whatever. Like, and I love those games. That's not me hating on those games. I love games like Dragon's Dogma, you know, but sometimes a game can just be like, this is cinematic. We're only here for a few hours of your time and we're gonna blow some shit up. Yeah, like this game was just fun. It was just fun. That's the best way I can just sum it up. This game was fun, and it made me want to look forward to future content. If you want to watch me stream these games, you can go to my Twitch. or I stream also on YouTube. If you want to see me talk about some other games that I'm really excited for, that I will probably enjoy at or above the level that I enjoyed 007 First Light, you can check out my Beast of Reincarnation video right here. Or if you want to hear me talk about what even got me to play 007 First Light in the first place, and why I needed a break from Souls games, which I still love, you can check out this video right here. But anyways, I keep forgetting to say my motto in the beginning because I just yap. So Vernon is black, and Vernon was back, and he will return again with another video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, y'all. See you in the next one. Peace.
Better give me my racks. I'm a CT nigga right by the train tracks. Boy, better give me my racks.